Encounter is brought to you by the Broome County Council of Churches, where we connect compassion with needs as we inspire growth with dignity. You'll find us in special places throughout the community. For those who remain hungry, we provide meals. For those who are challenged, we build wheelchair ramps. We comfort those who are ill, minister to those who are confined, and we remain an advocate for change and understanding on behalf of every element of our community. Connect and inspire. Encounter the Broome County Council of Churches.
Good morning and welcome to Encounter. I'm your host today, Joe Sellepack. Summertime, it's here, and it's great for us in Central New York. It's one of those places where those times when our weather really shines, and we enjoy going to the lake, and we enjoy doing all of our summertime activities. But not everybody has a really good summer. When children who rely on the school lunch program go on to summer break, oftentimes they end up anxious because they don't know where their meals are going to be coming from. It's one of the reasons why CHOW is so important to our community from my perspective. And one of the reasons why I took the job at the Council of Churches to begin with was the fact that we were trying to feed a community. And feeding a community requires us at times, especially during the summer, to really amp up our activity. So to talk a little bit about our amping up of our activity is our CHOW director, Jack Seman. It's really great to have you on Encounter today.
It's good to be here.
So what's happening at CHOW this summer?
Well, we have quite the responsibility in the summer. So as you talked about, kids, school-age children, when they enter into their summer break, they're missing out on that breakfast and lunch they would normally get at school. Here in Broome County, there's over 16,000 children who rely on free and reduced lunch. So, it's safe to say that during the summer vacation, they're going to struggle with hunger. So, we have a few things that we do to make sure that they don't have to choose, when they're going to have their meals, or they don't have to make those decisions. They can just have fun.
One of the things that I thought was kind of really kind of cool was the summer promotion that we did with a letter that went out to all of our donors saying, "Let a kid be a kid." Because summer vacation for me was something I look forward to. I wanted us to be out of school for a few months, and be able to do the kid thing,
Yeah.
But when for these children who struggle with hunger, what is it like for them summertime?
Well, it's really not a time of fun like that. When I was a kid during summer vacation, my biggest decision was whose backyard are we going to play in? Am I going to get a quarter to go swim in the pool? And just it was about fun, a summer camp. But for a lot of children, they have to decide, when are they going to eat their meal for the day, or if it's not the child's decision, it's the parents who have to, skip a meal or find some way to put food on the table. I know when I was a kid, me and my siblings, we ate our house, everything in the house during the summer. I mean, we were always eating or outside. So yeah, that burden is placed on the household, and kids pick up on that kind of thing when parents are struggling, or if there's a single parent in the household, kids can really pick up on that struggle and that burden. So we have some specific programs in place to make sure that there's food in the house, both before school lets out and throughout the summer.
And what are some of those programs?
So we have our summer caring package program. So essentially what that does is that puts meal boxes into homes that have been identified throughout the year. We partner with about 8 hubs throughout Broome County.
Right.
So a lot of them are placed at summer feeding sites, so where kids can get free meals. Unfortunately, the parents aren't able to eat at those sites, so we distribute these meal boxes so that food can go into the household for not just the child, but the entire family. And that happens throughout the summer. So technically, a family could have a steady supply of food throughout the summer. So a kid can just be a kid and not have to worry about skipping meals, or a parent doesn't have to face that decision.
Now, one of the ways that we pay for that program is through the CHOW bus.
That's correct. Yeah. So our mobile grocery store. If you've, I know you're familiar with it. I'm sure a lot of folks are familiar with it. It's a big full-size school bus painted all kinds of funky colors. And
it is a calling card, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. I love what the artist did with that bus. But the inside is renovated into a full-size grocery store.
Yeah.
So not only are we providing access to low-cost groceries for folks living in food deserts and senior living facilities, but also the proceeds from that bus go to pay for those meals in that program. So it's kind of a symbiotic relationship.
So your goal I know that one of your goals this summer was it 3,500?
35,000.
35,000 meals.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of meals.
It is. It is. Last year, our goal was 30,000 meals, and thanks to the help of the Southern Tier Credit Union Alliance and a lot of other donors, including just community members, we were able to break that goal. And this year, we set it a little bit higher at 35,000, and because of the same individuals and the same organizations, I think we're gonna break that record as well.
Wow, it's impressive. 35,000 meals.
It's a lot of food.
It's a ton of food. Yeah. So, in order for us to get to the place where we can afford all this good work that we do at CHOW, oftentimes there's fundraisers that kind of come along with that too, right?
There is.
So what are some of the summertime fundraisers that are going on?
So actually there's one coming up right at the end of August, the Mudcat Grant All-Star Golf Tournament. And this is going to be the 18th year that's been going on. The Black Aces, the African-American baseball players kind of got together with a local organization, a local business, Security Mutual, and they have just been absolutely incredible. They help out not only CHOW, but also the Boys and Girls Clubs of Binghamton. They help out Catholic Charities and the Urban League. And so, not only is this impacting children, what's in their bellies, but also making sure they have something to do during the summer, that they are, in positive environments. So it's an incredible fundraiser, and it provides about 40,000 meals for the community.
So these Black Aces that are part of the Mudcat Grant golf tournament. Jim Mudcat Grant is who it's named after, yes. But there's Art Downey and a number of them that are pitchers who, and I think there's some. They're baseball pitchers, and they have above a certain ERA, I think.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not a huge baseball person, but I can definitely admire their careers, and not only their careers, but what they had to go through at that time to do what they did. So.
Yeah, because it was really the deck was really fairly stacked against them, especially as there were plenty of black baseball players, but there weren't very many pitchers. Yeah. And the pitcher, position was so crucial to the success of baseball. So anyway, one of the things I love about this particular fundraiser is that it's not just the Black Aces that show up there, but you may end up with like Rosie Greer, you may end up with Joe Namath's center from the Jets, or you might end up with a basketball or football player. Somebody from the Bills was there once. Yeah. It can be the whole gamut.
Yeah, Gina Chirpy Casey.
Oh yeah.
Usually comes every year. I think it's been confirmed that she's going to be here this year. And if you've ever seen the movie A League of Their Own, she's the younger sister. That's who that's based off of. So it really is just a wealth of experience. And so it's really cool to be a part of, and just to be there on that day and get to help out and make sure things run smoothly. It really is a privilege just to get to talk to some of these folks who have been through just such incredible experiences.
And people could sponsor a tea sponsorship for that event as well, right?
Yep. So right now, actually, we're looking for folks to sponsor tea signs. They're $100 a piece, and it's a great way to to get your business out there, to get your organization out there. A lot of people go by those signs. A lot of really incredible members of the community are driving by and those signs and playing near them. So it's quite the opportunity.
Because it really, I mean, how it works is that you get a professional or a retired professional player who's golfing, and then a team comes along with that person. So there's a bunch of community members who are playing with the pro, right?
Yep.
And that's kind of how it works.
Captain and crew, yeah. So
yeah.
It's pretty tame.
Yeah. I have watched the ball. I've been a ball watcher for this.
I have as well, yeah.
Which is a fun thing until you find out that not all of them are professional golfers.
Yeah.
And the ball comes screaming over your head or something weird like
Definitely
that.
tell baseball is a different kind of swing.
It is true, but it's a good time, and you get to see a lot of the players, and it's a great time for people to get autographs too.
Mm-hmm.
But all of the proceeds from this event that come into the Council of Churches go toward CHOW.
They do.
And CHOW is, and again, we're talking a little bit about what you're doing this summer and the importance of being able to feed, especially children. So, so how prevalent is the issue of hunger? You alluded to that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So, how important is CHOW in the community right now?
Well, it's very important, and I think a lot of folks really don't understand the magnitude of hunger in Broome County. 1 in 7 individuals in Broome County struggles with food insecurity, and 1 in 4 children as well. So that's why I think it's really important to have events like the golf tournament, like Construction, like the Postal Drive, because not only do they raise food and funds to feed the folks, but also they raise awareness to let individuals know that, it could be your neighbor that's struggling. A lot of times it really doesn't take much. It could be one NICEAG bill that's, more than you expected it to be, that really puts you in a position where, you have to skip meals or visit a CHOW pantry. And I think there's unfortunately a stigma that comes around hunger, and I think these events help to break that down and really let people know that it's okay, that everybody struggles, and that's what we're here for.
Now, we talk a lot about childhood hunger, but also senior citizens is a huge part of what CHOW does.
Yeah.
And they live on a fixed income, but and there's no way for them to kind of remedy that by working harder,
Right.
even though they've worked almost all of their life leading up to this point. But how many people that come to CHOW are senior citizens?
So it's about 40% of the individuals we serve are senior citizens. And as the mobile grocery store we were talking about, a lot of the stops are at senior living facilities because that site may not technically be a food desert, but to the individuals living in that place, it might be really difficult for them to get to a grocery store, whether or not they don't have relatives in the area or they can't navigate the bus system. It's really important to take care of them.
They may have mobility issues where they could get down to the CHOW to the CHOW mobile grocery store, but they couldn't, for instance, walk all the way to a grocery store.
Definitely. So that's what we're here for.
So, like adding on to that, so one of the things that we're kind of working on through CHOW, and we've been talking about it on occasions, but this whole issue of a grocery store.
Yeah.
So you want to talk a little bit about what we're doing with that?
Well, yeah, the grocery store project, I mean, you just look at my face. I mean, every time we talk about it, it just makes me smile. I think it's just one of the most incredible, unique models. So yeah, it's going to be a social purpose grocery store, and I know that term kind of scares some people, but really all that means is that, any of the proceeds that the grocery store makes are going to be rolled back into the council, and they're going to feed people. They're going to provide independence to senior citizens. They're going to minister to those in the hospital and those incarcerated. And it's going to be incredible. Not only is it going to provide something that's been needed on the north side for 23 years now.
Yeah.
I think 23 years now. But it's also going to have a ripple effect through the entire community. So that's going to mean, more meals put out by CHOW. It's going to be more ramps built by Faith in Action. It's going to be more lives impacted by hospital and jail ministry. So I think it just makes sense, and it's going to be absolutely incredible.
So my guest today is Jack Seman, and Jack is the director of CHOW, and we're talking a little bit about what CHOW has been doing this summer to help impact hunger in our area, and be able to provide meals for children, for senior citizens, and for the hungry of our community. So one of the things that I love about the grocery store is the fact that the people are able to buy produce and meat and staples cheaper than what they could
Yeah.
through a normal grocery store. And one of the goals is to reduce the demand on the emergency food program by offering a better alternative for people. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. So, a lot of the work that CHOW does, especially with the mobile grocery store and some of our pantries, is focused on the north side of Binghamton because of its food desert status. So with the existence of a brick and mortar grocery store, people will be able to buy everything they need to live a healthy lifestyle, to eat healthy, and just to be better suited to feed their families and carry on. So that's going to take a lot of resources, and it's going to allow us to spread them out throughout the community a lot more. So, for instance, 3 of our stops for the mobile grocery store are on the north side. So with a brick and mortar store on there, we'll be able to move into some of the rural areas like Windsor and Whitney Point and Deposit, and really be able to serve those communities better with inventory at the prices of the grocery store. So it's really exciting.
And you and I got to get a little sneak peek this week.
Yes, we did.
We were able to walk on into the building and to the build out and see what the floor at least is going to look like.
We did get to see that. Yeah, I remember I told you it's kind of like it's real now, walking on the actual floor that this is going to be built on, and it's just so exciting to see that, to see this is where the checkout's going to be and this is where that's going to be. So it was really exciting.
Yeah, and it's really happening. June 2020 is when we're projecting that it's going to open. So we're in the midst of doing some pretty exciting things. So let's get back to some of the summer activities that are going on, and of course some of our what we do during the summer is gearing up for the fall. So. So you have like certain activities that we put on suspension for the summer months that we kind of gear up for in the fall. Where are some of those things that are going on?
Yeah, so we have our Hunger Walk coming up. It's going to be the almost 40 years that this walk has been going on. I've had the privilege to be a part of it for, I think this will be the 6th year that I've been there, and yeah, it's going to be at Otsoningo Park. A little bit of a change this year.
Going back to our roots almost.
We are, yeah. So, I've only known it at Binghamton University, so it's really cool to hear all of the stories of when it was at Otsoningo Park and even when it was at multiple places. So yeah, October 6th, it's going to start at 1 p.m. If anybody would like information, they can go to our website at broomecouncil.net/chow, and they can register online on our Facebook event. You all can also purchase a registration and really just come out and show your support and really just have fun.
Because we're really encouraging people to even bring their dogs and do other kinds of things like that, right?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be really different this year. Yeah, bring your dogs, bring everyone out and just have a good time. And there's gonna be some snacks and fruit and bottles of water that were donated by some incredible organizations in the community. So I think it's going to be a really successful year. It's going to be a fun time.
And Otsoningo Park, what better venue can you have for doing a walk like that?
I don't think you could. Yeah, there's been a lot of really cool stuff going on there lately. So yeah, I'm proud to bring the Hunger Walk there.
Very cool. So one of the things that we are talking about and we're trying to kind of bill for is this again, the Jim Mudcat Grant golf tournament that's going on at the end of August. So if people really want to get involved in that, how could they do that?
So they can actually go to allstar-golf.com. It has its very own website, and you can get all the information on how to go about registering a team, or if you'd like to sponsor. All that information is there, and it's going to be August 29th at the Hiawatha Links. Beautiful golf course, we've had such incredible luck with weather, and I think we're gonna have the same this year.
And so they're in need of volunteers too. How could a person volunteer if they wanted to?
They can actually give us a call at the Council of Churches at 607-724-9130 and just ask to speak to our volunteer coordinator, Jessica. And yeah, we have a few spots still available for folks to come and just enjoy a beautiful day on a golf course and make sure nobody gets hit with a golf ball.
And they would get an opportunity during that course of the day to actually meet some of the stars.
Yeah, they could meet some really incredible people.
And one of my favorite ones, and it's too bad that he passed away recently, was Meadowlark Lemon.
Yeah.
He came to a couple of the golf outings, and we actually interviewed him here on an Encounter.
Oh wow!
Which was kind of cool. It was one of my growing up. I played basketball in high school and in college, and it was amazing to get to meet Meadowlark Lemon. So I was kind of starstruck.
Yeah, I could imagine.
I told him, seeing him on Scooby-Doo, and getting to see him play over at the Cobo Hall in Detroit, where I grew up. So it's you never know who you're going to meet, and it is a really good opportunity to help with a much needed program that helps a lot of people in our community. Security Mutual, of course, man, they do a lot for our community, don't they?
Oh my goodness! Not only for the children, but also Binghamton is one of the only. I think it's the only city with no homeless veterans. And that has a lot to do with Security Mutual's support. Not only, I forgot to mention, but there's actually a separate tournament on that day to raise money for homeless veterans, to make sure that they have a home and they have a place to stay, and raise money for that program.
Yeah, Security Mutual does so much for our community, and we should just acknowledge that their support to the Council of Churches and to CHOW and to many organizations, Catholic Charities, the Boys and Girls Club, and Urban League. These are important organizations for our community, and we need to remember that this is an opportunity for people to be able to help Security Mutual, help these organizations be able to make our community a better place for all God's children. Really, I mean, that's what we bill ourselves at the Council of Churches. So it's an important place for time for people to be able to volunteer if they would like to.
Yeah.
So as we kind of look at CHOW and hunger in our area, what are some of the other programs that you're kind of working on in order to help families deal with issues of hunger?
So we actually have a program called Dining on a Dime that works with a chef and a dietitian in low-income neighborhoods. So right now we're in the first ward, and we just I think the last one we had 6 families. They came in, and we ran a 6-week course. So every single week the families came in, they cooked a meal together, they ate together, which I think is really important, to sit down at a table together and eat. I think it's something that's kind of dying a little bit, people eating around a table. And they talk about, what went into cooking that, what the nutrition value is of it. But, at the end of that program, each family gets to keep all of the utensils they would use to prepare those meals. So they get, measuring cups and knives and cutting boards and spatulas, anything that you would need, as well as a pretty substantial list of recipes that they could use. One of my favorite stories is, we ran that program right around Mother's Day, and the week after that, we heard from one of the mothers that the 2 little kids cooked their mother pancakes.
How fun is that?
In the morning, that they had just learned how to cook there. So it was it was beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is touching. So it is called Dining on a Dime. So it's helping people be able to make affordable meals.
Yes.
So it's one way. Another way that people are learning how to expand their food budgets by not necessarily going for the easy, prepared, packaged kind of meal, so that they find a little bit of, like these kids. I can just imagine them now. They say, well, yeah, of course I can cook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oat pancakes.
He makes pancakes.
Yeah.
It's an impressive thing. And so children are learning how to cook. Families are being impacted by by the ability to expand their food budget. There's so many good things that come out of that. And who do we partner with that?
So we actually partner with Cornell Cooperative Extensions and St. Michael's Church. St. Michael's just kind of came onto the emergency food system scene by storm. They have a community meal every Monday night that sometimes serves 300 people.
Oh, yeah. They can't beat the food there.
No, oh my goodness, the food is incredible. And a lot of people go there not because they're, technically food insecure, but just for the community. I think that I like the name community meal better than soup kitchen because that's really what it is. It's a community meal. It's where people come not only to be fed, but also to be fed in other ways, to have company. If somebody's socially isolated, it's really important for them to share a meal with somebody. So I think that a lot of people get that out of community meals.
I've been impressed with their community meal. I've volunteered there on a couple of occasions. It's impressive to see the people sitting down with each other and actually sharing not only the meal but also conversation and breaking that isolation that kind of happens and feeling like they're a part of something. And I just can't say enough about the work that St. Michael's and Cornell Cooperative Extension is doing to help us with that.
Yeah. And Barb Knighton, the woman that coordinates that meal, when she has too many volunteers, she tells them, your job is to go sit down and ask them how they're doing, which is just so cool. I love that.
So again, we're the date for we only have like 1 minute. So the date and the time for Jim Mudcat Grant.
So it is on August 29th, and I believe it starts pretty early in the morning. I think it's at 10 o'clock it starts. But definitely visit the website, allstar-golf.com, to confirm that. And that's it. It's going to do a lot of good for the community.
Well, thanks so much for being on Encounter, Jack.
Thank you so much.
It's always great to have you on Encounter. And for all of our viewers, I hope you have a great day. Be good with each other.